Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. We're going old school. We're going with the stock that started and gave life to this channel. It was once upon a time my favorite stock. I'm still very much enthusiastic about space. As you know, my godfather was Kenny Baker, R2-D2, the little man inside the robot. So I'm very passionate about space and all the rest of it. But I went through a journey with Virgin Galactic, which was somewhat disappointing. I think the product is amazing. The vision is amazing. Where it can go is amazing. The economy can support it now. Everything about it is a potential massive, possibility. However, I'm not as enthusiastic anymore about the management. I feel the management should be changed. I think certain members of the team are a little bit focused on other things, and somewhat disappointed the shareholder. Mind you, it's given the opportunity to buy the company cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. But how cheap can it go? Will we get some good news tonight? Well, we'll find out shortly. The economy is set for it. The financial backdrop is set for it. If we get some information about Delta and some positive energy from the company, we could easily see this going above $10. But we shall see. We shall find out very shortly. It may not come tonight. We may have to wait another quarter or two, but no more than that. So as an investor, you're waiting, you're trying to get in before the herd suddenly start piling in. But there's nothing wrong with paying 20, 30, 40 bucks for a stock that's now guaranteed to go to 100, as much as you can guarantee any stock. Nothing wrong with that. Or you can buy now and hope that things will go well. Well, we're about to find out with the Virgin Galactic earnings. This used to be our biggest stock. We used to talk about this non-stop every single day, video after video. Hundreds of videos, in fact, were made of this, and we still cover all the flights. We've covered every event since it began. We've covered all the major events of this, and we've ranked number one on it many occasions, nearly all the time, actually. I don't think we ranked number one today. I haven't done this stock for a while, but we shall see how today goes, and maybe we'll all fall in love once again with Virgin Galactic. If it's your first time, do click the like button. Let us know you're here, and consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. We're just about 40 minutes away. So what we'll do is look at the overall portfolio. As you can see, we are up today, massive 4.5% on just the S&P. The reason why I'm doubling the market is because I'm all in a margin, and I bought more when it went down, another 10 shares of the S&P 500. My overall portfolio is 128, just touching 129,000. And of course, tomorrow is the FOMC report. We got it wrong today. Unfortunately, we thought it was today. It moved. It was scheduled on my economic calendar as a Wednesday, and it moved to a Thursday. So, as Craig just said, pump before the dump. Well, let's see. Is he talking about the overall economy, or just talking about Virgin Galactic, or maybe a bit of both? All right, let's see who's first here. Mitch NL just became a member. Been celebrating your memberships all day today. Mitch keeps popping up that. Great stuff. Go, 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 says Mike. I'm here waiting. Zach's 8, our number one investor for Virgin Galactic, of course, is here in the house. I will open up the phone lines if you want to call in and be part of the show before Virgin Galactic starts. So let's get straight to it. Let me give you the link to phone in. You need to be a member of the channel, but here is the link. Would you like to express your opinions on Virgin Galactic? There is the link to phone in. You have to be a member. You have to be on camera, and you need a password. Here is the passwords as well. Lucas AIDS 100. That's uppercase L, uppercase A. There you go. You don't need any software, just through a browser. I take care of all of it. If you want to be on the show, ask questions or share your thoughts. Will Virgin Galactic beat on earnings? What do you reckon? All the rest of it. You can call in. The phone lines are now open.
We saw senior Democrats saying we need to take away contracts from people on the basis of their political views because people are injecting.
Nothing going on there. I just wanted to check the news. Let me see who else we got here. We got Lucas AIDS, James 007. Thank you, James. Please hit the like on the way in. Absolutely right. How many people we got watching us right now? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Look. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got 73 watching at the moment. And 8 likes, now 21 likes. Fantastic. Tap the like button. We want to get 100 likes. We want YouTube to suggest this video out today. Virgin Galactic, we should rank #1 again for this pretty much straight away. So you'll see under the video as well, there's some merchandise if you like to get yourself a Virgin Galactic mug, a Virgin Galactic tag, dog tag. You can get a Virgin Galactic glass, Virgin Galactic to $100 as well, or the regular black mug underneath there. If you're seeing this, and if you've ever wondered, if you're seeing on the screen, you're seeing an item here, you can always click the 3 dots and you can dismiss it, you can hide it. So you don't, some people say, someone said to me once, I couldn't believe it, they said, can you stop selling stuff? I see it on the screen all the time. Yeah, right. That's like going past Walmart and saying, can you shut your shop? I keep seeing products on sale. Well, just don't go in then. You know, it's crazy. So if you don't want to see my merchandise, just click the 3 dots. It disappears. That's all you got to do. But I'm always going to keep it there because people want to buy merchandise. It's funny, isn't it? The comments you get from people. Not very many, just a few idiots, but there you go. Hi all, taking my nap in my chair. I was feeling like that today, Stephen. I was up with you late last night, 4 o'clock it was. I am still very tired. That's why we didn't do a regular show today. Well, we kind of did lots of shows. We did 12 videos, opening and closing bell, but the closing bell was different time because of the mess up with the FOMC report. Anyway, time is set. I'm here. Matador. We're talking oil. Stephen Lewandowski. It's time for Michael Cole Glazier. Yes, it is. Thank you, Stephen. Good evening, all. Let's go space. Let's go space. Good evening, Lucas A's. Martyn, you are a bit rusty with the FOMC. You're right there. You're right there. But it wasn't really my fault, though, because it was on the economic calendar.
That's the way we're going to get to Mars. That's the way we're going to become a multi-planetary and eventually extrasolar civilization.
Just checking all of the posts, making sure we've got nothing coming in. Henrik from Denmark, good morning to you. Good afternoon, good evening. Let's go space. Good evening, Lucas A's. Evening all, DJ Hayes. Good afternoon, Steve Wally. All the members are here. We've got 98% of our live viewers are members, higher than any other channel in the world. We only lost 4 members over October, and 2 of them came back yesterday. So we're only down 2 members for the whole of October. I'm deeply humbled and thankful for that. If you want to become a member, there is the link to become a member. We will go members only if we get busy in the chat. Alex Hunt is here, one of the original members of the channel. How are you, Alex? I remember you from the very beginning. How are you? Lovely to have you here. We're back just from my holiday, bigger and better than ever. And let's have a look. Where are we on subscribers now? Let's have a look. Right, we've had 118 through the show so far. We've had 23,000 views, which is great considering I've been on holiday for a month. 23,000 views and 37,161 subscribers. Lovely. We were at 37,000 just yesterday. So we're getting things moving again, heading to that 100,000 subscribers. That's what I want. I'm very excited about that. A little target for myself. Anyway, let's carry on with the comments. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, Lucas Aids. Afternoon, all. Evening. Yay, I have skin in the game, Alex Hunt. Wonderful stuff. How is your portfolio? We're all growing here. Remember, I started with $5,000. We're now at 101 in my brokerage, 28 in the Roth, and a grand total of $128,900. Actually, $200,000 invested now, just over 200, nearly $250,000 now invested with my margin. I can't even believe I'm saying that, but it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Nearly $250,000 invested now, all from 5,000. Just shows you anyone can do it. It's going down, says Crag. Not so much yet, I don't think. AMC reporting too. We could have covered AMC. We can do 4 earnings a day. 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. We've got the extra channel. If you are a member and you do a super chat, I can do an earnings for you. Hi guys, I'm not coming here for some time, but I just want to say after some years and thanks to Martyn, I got to 50 grand today. Congratulations to you. Absolutely great. Congratulations to you. And thanks to Martyn, I got to, I wouldn't say it's thanks to me. I would say it's thanks to you, isn't it? You're the one who's done it. Pump before the dump, says Crag. Martyn, can you do fun earnings tomorrow night? Fun earnings tomorrow night. Let's have a look. Well, nobody else has booked an earnings. Nobody else has booked an earnings, so you are the first to mention it. You are a member, Crag, so a $5 super chat. I will do your earnings tomorrow night if you want me to. Let me check first of all before I say yes. Let me just double check. PHUN Funware. Let's have a look. Let's scroll down. Preview earnings call available November the 7th after hours. Let me check the timings. It is 3:30 Central Time, so 3 o'clock. Yes, I can. If you do a super chat, I will do your earnings. Yes, I will. So I'm going to write it down. Let's see if you do a super chat. If you do, it's all yours. Fun. November 7 for Crag, and that is 3 for 3:30 Central Time. So we'll start at 3 for 3:30 because it's 4:30 Eastern. Yeah, there it is. Just waiting to see if you wish to confirm that. But if you do, as a member, $5, I will do it for you tomorrow night. Good evening, Stephen. I forgot to tell you it was my birthday yesterday. We missed that. We can do your birthday for you in Meow. Are you a member? Yes, you are a member of the channel. That's a great shame that we missed that. We can certainly do it. Well, where are you in the chat? Why can't I see you? You're one of our members, right? Let's have a look. Meow. Why am I not seeing you? There we are. Yeah, 2 months now. You've been a member. So if you'd like me to do your birthday song for you as a member, you can have that. We can do it in the next 5 to 10 minutes. If you'd like me to. Would you like that? From an app, says Stephen Lewandowski. From what time? What time is the call? The call starts in 30 minutes. Hi, Crag. Hello, Martyn and members. We need some positive news with Virgin Galactic super buy under 6. Still all large shareholders, I think you mean. I sold my position in space to buy PLTR. Best decision ever. Get your Richard Screwed, get your Me Too t-shirt. Make money from clicking on computer all day. What's all that about? Juan Martin. Not sure what Juan means. Jack Basford. What is Juan Martin? Good to see you covering space again. I bought more today. Convinced Elon's department, government efficiency and deregulation of space will be a catalyst. Interesting point. We'll see how that pans out. Lucas Aids. Evening, Alex. Hi from Scotland. D-Check. Dead Checking. Hi from Scotland. Lovely to have you here. Fisker. Bloody hell, that's a blast from the past. 63 watching, 50 likes. Come on, peeps. All right, let's get the likes up, shall we? He's right, you know. He's right. Let's get it going. What 100 likes? Get 100 likes. I've not heard from Crag yet, so I'm not sure he wants to do funware yet. We shall see what happens. Anyway, let's see. We've got 79 watching. Let's zoom in. We need 100 likes to get YouTube to suggest the content out. Let's go. Right. Here's 76 watching. You can see there. 21. Remember, I still rank number 1 in the world for Virgin Galactic, so we want to promote it and get everyone talking about it. 21 likes there. Look. Refresh the screen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Only 50% are signed in, so the most we could get is about 35. Let's see how we can do. 32. 32. That's nearly everybody that's signed in. Only 73 watching so far. Virgin Galactic does not get the views it used to get. Not because of me, because other people aren't covering it. There's nothing really, people aren't as enthused by Virgin Galactic as they used to be. I think we had 14,000 watch the inaugural, was it 14,000? Watch the inaugural flight, which at the time was a great number for us. And then we had 38,000 for NVIDIA. So it's down the list a little bit now. But anyway, 32, let's go again. Let's get 100. At 100, YouTube will suggest the content out. 35, we'll come back to that in a minute. We don't want to labor on that. We'll come back to that in a few moments. All right. How about Faker Bro? I've never heard of Faker Bro. Never heard of that. Join Lucas A's, get to the chopper. Yay, I'm trading again. Good. I'm glad to see you're trading. I was trading through October. I did 19 trades, 19 wins. It was a very profitable period. I 6x'd the S&P in 1 month through October. I shared all the shares. I shared all the trades with you a couple of days ago, and I also, what was going on here? What's going on here? Let me get out of that. I also made a video out of it, so you can go and check it out as well. The video is my 6x video. I share all the trades with you, all the information. Where is it? There it is. Just recorded this. 19 trades, 19 wins. US election, 6x. How I beat the stock market, 6x by trading 19 trades, 19 wins. There you go. If you want to go and check that out, you can. Right. Back to there. Stock is falling a little bit at the moment. Let's read some more comments. Evening, everyone. Hope you have a nice break, mate. Kosensky. Yes, I had a wonderful break in October. Thank you for asking. Lovely to see you back here. Hi, Alex. Yes. And for those of you who don't know who Alex is, this is Alex.
Follow Martyn's The Day Trader. You got to be in it to win it.
That's right. See, I keep all of these. Hey, James, buddy. How was your Solent Green last night? Not sure I follow that. Buckaroony. How are you, Buckaroony? Not seen you for a while. What's going on with you? Not been around for 6 months after near disaster. Hope you're back now. Lovely to have you back, and I'm sorry to hear you've had a disaster. That's never good to hear. M4TTD, hi all. The company reported revenue of 0.4 million, down from 1.7 million Q3 due to pausing commercial space flights. That's expected. Nice new video on Virgin Galactic earnings. Yes, indeed. Operating expenses decreased to 82 million and 70 million non-GAAP compared to 116 million and 102 million. That's good, expected. Respectively in Q3, the net loss improved to 75 million from 105 million. Okay, that's good. Good news. Thank you, Zach, for that. Is this smart to buy it now and hold it? Well, that depends on your overall portfolio. I don't know you. If you want to call in and talk about your portfolio, we can see that the stock is going up again. Wouldn't take much to take this to $10. Good evening, Crag. The Ruster Burger was tasty. I'm loving it. This is your overall portfolio gain. What is your overall portfolio gain year to date? 35%. Or thereabouts, I think it is. Where is it? 1 year. 36%. I've made 36% on my main account. 101,611. I've currently got $200,000. In fact, over that now. Very close to $250,000 now invested, all in total. But over the, I think it was a 3-month period, 24%. Let's do it over the 5% on my Roth IRA. I 6x that. Look at that. 21%. And we're currently, I'm showing you the wrong chart. Beg your pardon. My Roth, 1 month and 3 months. I 6x'd it, 11.4%. It's down at the moment because of Coca-Cola. So when I claimed the 6x, I was up here at the end of October, just there. See that look? And it's been coming down ever since. I've been buying Coca-Cola for my 20th trade. All right, so yes, I've done very, very well, and I've got now 128,900 and a quarter, just coming out to $250,000 invested now, with everything all taken into consideration. Let's bring up SPCE again. SPCE. So now, did you want to do your birthday? I didn't hear back from you, and also Crag didn't hear back from you for Funware. What is your overall portfolio? Is this smart to buy now? I need to know your positions. Right, let me go over to members only for a moment because I'm not answering all the comments. I always want to answer all the questions and all the comments. So let me go over to members only just for a moment, just so I can actually make sure that I answer all the questions. Okay, I've got too many comments. If you want to be a member of the channel, there is the link, and you'll be included in the members only. How many shares do you have in space now, Martin? I don't have any in space at all. My wife Leah still owns them, but I don't own any. I only own the S&P, and I'm in Coca-Cola as a trade at the moment, $28,000 trade that I'm in. I am here, please. Okay, birthday. All right, we'll do it right now. Let me pump up the smoke. The smoke is on. Birthday coming up. Joby was a slight miss. We could have covered that if you'd asked about it. Thank you for sharing it with us. Hi from the Midlands. Welcome to you. Hit the like button. Charles Santos. A blast from the past. So true. Glad you're back. Charles Santos. Great to be back with you. I had a break in October, the first time in 2 years. Space Beats, Aloha. Let me go back to Virgin Galactic, and we're going to do some analysis as well. Let me go here. Let's have a look here. Want to see the chart there? Okay. Hi, Aloha, Patrick G. How are you, Nonny? Great to have you here. Happy belated birthday. We're about to do a birthday. Okay, it's birthday time. Just before. So what I'd like everyone to do now is we're going to celebrate Minau's birthday. So let's bring up the happy birthday. There it is. And we're going to do a happy birthday now. I want everyone to put happy birthday on the screen. You ready? There you go. Let's get everyone now to do happy birthday. All right. So we're just about ready. We've got 20 minutes to go before the bell goes. So we're going to get into position. Here we go. Okay, it's birthday time. Let's do a birthday. Here we go. The smoke should be out in a second. All right, here we go. Let's do a birthday for Minau. I want to see everybody doing copy and paste, please. Copy and paste in the chat. Let's see all the birthdays pop up. Oh, hang on a minute. I bloody knew I would need this. I knew it. All right. Got some new songs on the Friday concert, by the way, this week. You're going to love it. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, everybody copy and paste. I want to see all the copy and paste coming now. You ready? Okay, here we go. Let's get to it now.
These overnight sessions since launching a 24-hour market. What have you...
There you go. Oh, I forgot now. Let me mute that a second. Don't need that for a minute. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, no, to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Me Now, yeah. Happy birthday to you, to me, to you, to me. Happy birthday. copy and paste happy birthday in the chat. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, no, 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 to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Me Now. Happy birthday to you, to you, to you, to you. Oh, yeah. All right. Happy birthday, Me Now. We love it. Thank you very much indeed. Don't forget to refresh the screen. Find the scissors underneath the little clip button and you can clip this video and you can own it forever and it'll be your own video. Right, let's get back to the earnings. Earnings is just a few moments away. It's going to be very exciting. So let's get straight into it. And here we go.
Group, as well as ICE and CBOE, with all three of those stocks bucking the rally to end the day in the red. So maybe another trade to watch there. Up next, famed venture capitalist Alan Patricof and how the tech sector and the VC industry could fare under President-elect Trump's sanctions.
Okay, we're back in the house. Let me turn the piano off. We've done that, we've done that, we've done that. Excellent stuff. What happened? What happened to the chat? Why wasn't the chat going through? Oh, it was going through. Look at that. It was down there. I didn't see it. Right. Okay, let's get ready. Bring the lights back up again. And let's get back into position. Earnings around the corner. There's all the birthdays. Look at that. Look at that, me now. Absolutely fantastic. Loads of it coming in. You had loads of birthdays. Look at that. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. I'm loving it. Thank you ever so much, everybody that took part in all that. Okay, great. So how long have we got to go? 15 minutes. Are we in the house? We ready to go? I think we are. Stock's going up again. It's exciting. How many have we got right now? Only 60 people watching. It's very quiet tonight for this earnings. Let's hope it picks up as we get nearer the earnings. Just a few moments to go. Right, let's make sure we got everything. Okay. We'll go back now to general public as I've got through all the comments. Let me just turn that back. Customization, subscribers, there you go. Any duration. There you go. Anyone can have their say now. We are doing a live phone-in if you want to call in. You've got a few minutes if you want to be part of it. Let me check some numbers for SPCE. Virgin Galactic today, 10 past 4. EPS beat. Let me put the numbers on the screen for you. This is how it reads. The stock is going up, which is nice to see. This is what we got right now. Hello, Yorkshire Farm in Frederick. How you doing? Virgin Galactic EPS negative 266, beats by 110. Revenue of 0.4, beats of by 0.13 million. Cash position remains strong with cash equivalents, and marketable securities of 774 million as of September 30th, 2024. Revenue 0.4 million compared to 0.7. Let's have a look at it. Seeking Alpha Analysis, it's a strong sell. Quant, the AI software, is a strong sell as well. Wall Street is a hold. So there you go. There is the way people are seeing the stock. Let's have a look at let me go back to it here. Virgin Galactic. Let's have a look at the ratio, the PEG, and the forward valuation. It's not applicable. Not applicable because they're not making profit at the moment, so we can't really justify it at the moment. What else have we got? Momentum is F. There's nothing going on there. Risk, short interest. Short interest, we've got 24.68. Now, if you would like to use the software that I'm using and you don't want to pay full price and you want a free trial and you want a discount, you can't get that unless you have my referral link. So I'm going to give it to you. Here is Seeking Alpha. There is Seeking Alpha. There it is. And if you want Alpha Spread, my members get a good deal, which makes my membership for free as well. You always get the best deals with me. Otherwise, I wouldn't bring them to you. If they didn't benefit you, I wouldn't bring them to you. So there you go. That's the numbers. Let's now go over to the call. Here's the call. There we go. Looking nice. There we go. There's the audio coming through. Want to make sure it's looking good. Yep, it all looks good today. We've got a few minutes to go, so we've got time. Let me open the phone lines up. If anybody wants to call in, I've given you the link in the chat. I'll give it to you again. Is Minnow still here? I never heard back from Minnow. Are you still here? Are you here? There you go. Let's read some of these comments. Hello, Frederick. How are you doing? Hello, Yorkshire's Farming. Alexander Catton, I'm relatively new to your channel. Didn't know you played piano. Amazing bonus to the channel. I'm actually the world piano man, voted by Sir Elton John. And every Friday, I do live concerts. And I try to raise, and I have done, I've raised millions of dollars for charity. This is just one of my trophies from the Lions Club. And what we're trying to do is raise millions more through my music channel for your favorite charity. And what I mean by that is if you simply subscribe to my music channel, once we get past 10,000 subscribers, there's the link in the chat. YouTube turn on charitable giving. And if you subscribe to me and you get your friends to do it, come back to me and say, hey, me and my friends all subscribe to you. You're now at 10,000 subscribers. Would you do a fundraiser, please, for cancer research or Save the Children? Whatever it might be, as long as it's a registered charity, YouTube will link my live broadcast to your charity. They'll get all the ad revenue, the super chats, the sponsorships, everything for free. I take no commission. There's no taxes. There's no fees. There's no credit card charges. There's absolutely nothing. And all of my music and all the songs I've recorded, I've just done a tribute for Quincy Jones, are all on the channel. Plus my live fundraising will all be on there. And it can be your favorite charity. So thank you very much indeed. Pfizer, ex-dividend on the 8th of November. James, Pfizer. Well, we can do that for you as well. If you want to do... Oh, ex-dividend, I thought you meant earnings. At how much did you buy your Virgin Galactic? I am not in Virgin Galactic. I sold it a long time ago. 3 channels, Martyn Lucas Music, Martyn Lucas Extra, and Martyn Lucas Invest, and that is absolutely right. I like the time when Zach phoned in live and touched the... Oh, yeah. It was the best thing ever. Do you remember? And he touched it. And he went, Eve! Brilliant. Best moment ever on the show. Loved it. Loved it. I even put it to music. I think I recorded the Rocket Man just especially for that moment that we shared with Zach. It was pretty amazing. The passion and the excitement and the love of it all. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I loved it. Okay, hear me now. Jack Basford, how are you this afternoon? All right. Just a few moments ago, we've got the call ready and lined up. This is the call. There you go, Mr. Bond. I'll be back there with my first Delta flight. Yeah, and we can do it again. There you go. We've got the Virgin Galactic colours, Virgin tie today as well. Ready and waiting. Just some moments to go. Expect it to be 1 or 2 minutes late. That's typically normal. We've got 9 minutes left. So we'll see how it pans out. Let's see how my portfolio is doing. Ooch. What's going on here? Oh, bloody hell. It's going up again. Look at that. I made $4,500 today, up 4.63 on the S&P alone. This is incredible, really. 101,000 in my main account. What's Coca-Cola looking like? My overall portfolio is now 128,000, 129,000. Bloody hell. Just from $5,000. Amazing. Stay in the game. I only trade on my Roth IRA, tax-free. That was great, Zach. It was very entertaining. Zach, good work. I loved that phone-in. It was brilliant. Their first Delta can be next year. Let's hope so. Stock will go straight over $10 if we get news of that tonight. I'm sure of it. But anyway, let's see. Just some moments to go. This is the presentation. I would like to start doing well for Virgin Galactic, even though they have some very funny ideas. Let's see if we can get some more likes on the show. Let's tap the like button. Here we go. It's a very quiet night. Not that many people watching Virgin Galactic anymore. Sadly, it lost favor with a lot of people. 72 watching. 73, 74. Okay. 35 likes. Let's get 100 likes. Let's start getting Virgin Galactic suggested again. It's a great product. It's just not a great management. I stand by that. Not impressed with the management, but the product is fantastic. 43 likes. Let's get 100, and then YouTube will suggest it out. All right? So anyway, not that long to go. Now, of course, tomorrow is FOMC Day. We tried to cover it today, and we got the date wrong. I don't think that's ever happened before. It's because of the election. It was scheduled for Wednesday, and it changed. There's no question about it. It changed. But it's my mistake, nevertheless. All right. Sometimes earnings change unless I double check. I just don't know, do I? Right. This is interesting. Very interesting. We had 320 people through the stream, but only 69 with us at the moment. I want to think they're starting to come back now because we were early for the stream. I like to go early. Please hit the like button. Thank you very much. I promised David they would beat today, and they've done well today. Indeed. Still not making any money, but improving nevertheless. And that's expected. We're still not a profitable business, but we're moving towards it. Steady as she goes. 7 minutes to go. So if you want to call in, be live on the show, we have just a couple of moments for you to be on the show. I'll give you the link once again. Here is the link if you'd like to be on the show. martynlucas.com/live. Here is the link. Members only, please. You can call in, be on the show, have your say, video, and all the rest of it. There's the link. You'll also need a password. The usual password. LucasAids 100, uppercase L, uppercase A. There you go. There it is. There's the password. Whoops. I added a little bit to the end. Let's get rid of that. There you go. Try that again. There you go. Uppercase L, uppercase A. If you want to call in, ask a question, or you have a view on Virgin Galactic and you'd like it shared to the world, please feel free to call in right now. That would be awesome. Portfolio still rising. 129,000. Just coming up to $250,000 now invested. With margin all included. So over the next few years, I'll be paying that down. And then I'll have a portfolio of $250,000. I won't stop using margin. I'll keep using margin on dips. Like I bought 10 shares of the S&P last week on margin when it dipped. I'll continue doing that and keeping it around the 50%. So once I've got $1 million, I will do $500,000 trades live on the show. No problem at all. As long as it's 50%, makes no difference what the number is. As long as the percentage remains the same. so the risk remains the same. That's perfectly fine. Right, 5 minutes to go. Here are a few links for you. There's the music channel. If you subscribe to that, we can do a fundraiser for you. There's the membership link. There's the Instagram, the Facebook, X, where I post my trades before I make them. Here is the all links button if you want to get extra information and the Christmas card, the birthday card, the newsletter, all the rest of it. There's the extra channel. We're live 12 hours a day. We're on air all the time, so you can chat to the other members. If you want free training, up to sometimes one-on-one, there it is on Discord. If you go and sign up for Discord, you won't see anything unless you go premium. But we upgrade you as a member, but we do it live in the show. So when you go on there, if you're not a premium member and you're just a free guest, you won't see anything until I upgrade you in the chat. So come into the chat and I will upgrade you and you'll get all the access. Now, we don't do what other YouTube channels do, where there's coupon codes and we charge for training. We have great training from Ed Nevius, who teaches you how to scalp trade every day, one-on-one training, and it's free and always will be free. There's no fees here, no charges. We just provide a service to provide the best channel in the world. That's the aim. You can get access to that 24 hours a day. Okay. Stock just selling off at the moment. We've got 3 minutes to go. So we'll get in position. Expect a couple of minutes delay. That's quite typical. Let me start bringing in the audio. There's the audio. I don't want to play that. We don't want to get any copyright. We just want to keep checking in to make sure it's all good. Let me increase the volume a little bit. They're playing it quite quiet. All right. Let's check on CNBC. Any breaking news for us?
Rising 83% of the time. Yet under Republicans, a split Congress only delivered 7.3% returns and a much smaller batting average or frequency of gains.
ARM down 4.76.
The best performance for Republicans, however,
Lyft
was
up
a
21%,
red wave in which the market was up nearly 13% on average.
Zillow up 12%. Dutch Brothers up 18.46.
Of advance. So what we're heading toward right
2 minutes
now
to go.
is optimal for Republicans.
That's interesting because so much of the common talking points out there are that a gridlocked government is actually a good thing. The market's like that. And basically what you're saying, specifically in the case of a red wave, is that no, that performs much.
Okay. Nothing specific there at the moment. 1 minute to go. Here we go. Showtime. We'll just keep the system audio muted for a moment. 1 minute to go. This is where it's happening. Let's see if we've got 100 likes yet. I don't think so. Very quiet tonight. It's going up slowly. Tap the like button. If we get 100 likes, YouTube will suggest this out. More people will learn about Virgin Galactic. It has lost favor over the last 6 to 12 months. Not so many people talking about it. But hopefully we can encourage people to start paying attention now as we come up to Delta. 82 watching. We've got 43 likes. Let's refresh the screen. 1 minute to go. Expect a 2 minute delay. That's typical. 49. We're nearly there. Well, I say we're 50% of the way there. We're not nearly there, are we? Top G, Martin. You're very welcome. It's time for Michael Cole Glazier. It is indeed. It is indeed. So, let me bring it on the screen. 20 seconds to go. I'm listening into the audio. I'm now going to come off the chart for a moment. I'll come back to it as we need it. But please tap the like button. If we can get to 100, that would be great. Consider subscribing to our channel. We go live 12 hours a day. We aim to be the best, most honest service in the world. That is what I aim to do every day. Here we go. Okay, I'm listening into the audio now. I'll keep muting it until they start. We are now 4 o'clock. Typically, they are 1 or 2 minutes late. I don't know why that is. Just the way things work. But any moment now, we'll get this Okay, I'll just keep muting the audio. Consider becoming a member, folks, and there's many perks to being a member of our channel. Many, many perks. Ask any of our members in the show. Okay. I'm simply muting the audio over and over again, waiting for them to start. When they start, I will bring it to you, okay? Ken Brown just subscribed to the music channel. Thank you, Ken.
Operator today.
Here we go.
At this time, I would like to welcome everyone to the Virgin Galactic's third quarter 2024 earnings conference call. All lines have been placed on mute to prevent any background noise. After the speaker's remarks, there will be a question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question during this time, simply press star followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. If you would like to withdraw your question during this time, you can press star 1 again. Thank you. I'll now turn the call over to Eric Cerny, Vice President of Investor Relations. Sir, the floor is now yours.
Welcome to Virgin Galactic's third quarter 2024 earnings conference call. On the call with me today are Michael Colglazier, Chief Executive Officer, and Doug Ahrens, Chief Financial Officer. Following our prepared remarks, we will open the call for questions. Our press release and slide presentation that will accompany today's remarks are available on our Investor Relations website. Please see slide 2 of the presentation for our safe harbor disclaimer. During today's call, we may make certain forward-looking statements. These statements are based on current expectations and assumptions and, as a result, are subject to risk and uncertainties. Many factors could cause actual events to differ materially from forward-looking statements made on this call. For more information about these risks and uncertainties, please refer to the risk factors in the company's SEC filings made from time to time. You are cautioned not to put undue reliance on forward-looking statements, and the company specifically disclaims any obligation to update the forward-looking statements that may be discussed during this call, whether as a result of new information, future events, or otherwise. Please also note that we will refer to certain non-GAAP financial information on today's call. Please refer to our earnings release for a reconciliation of these non-GAAP financial metrics. With that, I would like to turn the call over to Michael now.
Thanks, Eric. We've had a powerful and productive quarter at Virgin Galactic. I'll lead with 3 main points to open the call. First, and as planned, we've moved into the build phase of our spaceship program. This is the phase when we are building tools, fabricating parts, and assembling the spaceships. I have to give a shout out to our engineering teams whose tireless work has successfully elevated our prototype spaceship to a true production model. We now have a spaceship design that can be manufactured efficiently and maintained effectively with enormous improvements in reusability and turn time while keeping safety above all. We are hyper-focused on the critical path of the build phase. Working in close coordination with our partners at Bell Textron and Carbon Aerospace, our spaceship program remains on track to begin commercial operations in 2026. Second, we are directing our efforts towards the next phase of growth by expanding our fleet beyond our first 2 spaceships. We have an exciting opportunity to capture economies of scale from our existing investments. The non-recurring investments we have made in design engineering and manufacturing infrastructure allow additional spaceships to be built relatively quickly and cost-effectively. This enables a straightforward path to add a 3rd and a 4th spaceship at Spaceport America. Taking advantage of the flight capacity provided by a 3rd and 4th spaceship requires the addition of a 2nd mothership. With the strong progress made on the Delta program, we now have the engineering capacity to pick up the design work on a 2nd mothership. This additional mothership and 2 additional spaceships are the keys to unlocking substantial economic expansion. Third, with confidence in our customer experience and clarity in our business model, we plan to accelerate this economic expansion through the targeted use of growth capital. While our existing capital on hand is projected to be sufficient to bring our first 2 spaceships into service and drive positive operating cash flow, a 2-spaceship operation does not capture the full economic potential of a spaceport. The growth capital we plan to employ will allow Virgin Galactic to deliver a 2nd mothership and 2 additional spaceships much earlier than if we were to fund these ships solely through organic growth. Our strong cash position gives us flexibility in timing and pace of acquiring this growth capital, and this allows us to make prudent progress on fleet expansion while maintaining continuous strength in our balance sheet. Importantly, the expanded fleet enabled with this growth capital creates an economic engine for Virgin Galactic. While we may adjust our capital structure from time to time, we expect the cash generated by this economic engine will be sufficient to fund operations going forward, including further fleet buildup and expansion to additional spaceports. With that, let's get started on slide 3 with the agenda for today's call. I'll share visibility into the progress, challenges, and solutions that have shaped our spaceship program during the quarter. We'll then revisit our business model and growth strategy, which sets the stage for our fleet build-out and the launch of our second-generation mothership program. Doug will then cover our financial results from the quarter, including how we're thinking about growth capital to optimize our revenue and profit growth. As I shared in the opening, we are well into the building phase of our spaceship program, with tools being completed and parts beginning to be produced. Our near and medium-term milestones remain the same as we shared last quarter. As a reminder, we expect part fabrication will continue ramping up in Q4. Assembly of the spaceships in Phoenix is expected to commence in Q1 of 2025, with the rollout and testing of our first ship expected in the second half of 2025. Since our last call, we have refined our schedules to include day-by-day management of tool deliveries, parts fabrication, and the build assembly sequence. As I shared at the opening, we expect to launch commercial operations in 2026. We are well through the majority of the non-recurring engineering investment, also known as NRE, associated with our Delta spaceship program. Engineering design and manufacturing facilities comprise the largest part of NRE, but the tools used to make the parts for our spaceships are also a large non-recurring item. These high-quality tools will enable us to quickly fabricate the parts for future spaceships, with the full cost of an incremental spaceship estimated at $50 to $60 million per ship. Page 4 shows examples of completed tools that are being used to create carbon fiber parts for our spaceships. Our tools are made with a material known as Invar, a nickel iron alloy which provides the gold standard in delivering precision parts time after time. Moving to page 5. Our testing work will continue throughout the duration of our spaceship program, and this effort is also well underway. The Learjet shown here is owned by Calspan, a company well known in flight test circles for testing fly-by-wire configurations in advance of actual flight testing. Working with Calspan, our engineers and spaceship pilots are able to assess flight control software on a flying test bed prior to the first flight of our Delta spaceship. This is one of many ways we are able to test critical parts of our system well in advance of our first spaceship flight test. Turning to page 6. We are ramping our hiring in the Phoenix Mesa area this quarter in advance of the spaceship assembly work in early 2025. Hiring emphasis is on A&P mechanics, manufacturing engineers, quality inspectors, and other key personnel to augment our experienced teammates who have relocated to Phoenix. Many of our highly experienced maintenance and technical operations teammates from New Mexico will also be joining the team in Phoenix for the building of our first 2 ships, after which they will return with the ships to Spaceport America to support flight test and commercial operations. We are all excited as our spaceship factory comes alive. Moving to page 7. Earlier today, we released a short video to give a glimpse into the exciting work that is happening at our partner facilities as major tools continue to arrive and parts fabrication ramps up. As to be expected in a project of this scale, complexity in the manufacturing of certain parts can often lead to design revisions, and the overall design process can take longer to complete than originally expected. Working with Bell and Carbon, who in turn are working with their suppliers, we have identified and implemented opportunities to reduce the impact of these design extensions. Together, we've been able to resequence elements within our build planning to maintain overall program momentum and delivery within our expected timelines. In summary, lots of great work underway with our spaceship program, moving us forward as planned and on track for commercial service in 2026. Turning to slide 8, I want to add more context around our strategy for growth. Last quarter, we shared a video describing our business model, and page 8 shows a copy of the economic slides that we highlighted in that presentation. Many of the costs required to operate a spaceport are fixed or semi-variable, and you can see this in the difference between the initial fleet and the expanded fleet columns. This provides an excellent opportunity to drive economies of scale as we expand the number of ships in our fleet. The non-recurring investments we have made in our Delta spaceship program allow us to cost-effectively deliver a third and fourth spaceship. Unlocking the profitability of those spaceships requires an additional mothership to support them. So turning to slide 9, with the strong progress we have made in our Delta program, we now have the engineering capacity to restart work on our second mothership. This second-generation mothership will look and perform similarly to our current mothership Eve, which has performed well for us following an extensive modification in 2022. The bar at the top of this slide provides an illustrative look at the schedule for our next mothership. Spending is expected to be limited through most of 2025 as we complete our design efforts, with commitments increasing as we approach the build phase of the mothership in 2026. We expect the pace of the second-generation mothership to pick up as resources are released from the Delta spaceship program. I'll hand the call over to Doug to share the quarterly update and explain more about our growth plan.
Thanks, Michael. Turning to slide 10, revenue for the quarter was $402,000, driven by future astronaut membership fees. Total operating expenses were $82 million, compared to $116 million in the prior year period, primarily driven by lower R&D and SG&A expenses. Capital expenditures for the quarter were $39 million, compared to $13 million in the prior year period, as we ramped up investment in property, plant, and equipment related to development of our Delta-class fleet. Free cash flow was negative $118 million in the third quarter, compared to negative $105 million in the same period last year. Turning to slide 11, our balance sheet remains strong, with $744 million in cash, cash equivalents, and marketable securities. Moving to our projections, forecasted free cash flow for the fourth quarter of 2024 is expected to be in the range of negative $115 million to $125 million. While we typically have not provided a multi-quarter outlook for free cash flow, we think providing additional color on the free cash flow profile for 2025 is helpful. As we are now in the build phase for the Delta spaceship program, we project an uptick in spending in Q1 2025 as we reach the peak of payments for tools and parts. With these capital investments behind us, costs are expected to be meaningfully reduced through the remainder of 2025 as we progress through assembly and test of our new spaceships. The lower spending trend contributes to the delivery of our initial fleet of 2 new Delta spaceships into service with the capital we currently have. These ships are expected to generate positive operating cash flow, which can be used to organically expand our fleet. While this is good, substantially greater returns can be achieved by accelerating the development of our expanded fleet. As Michael described, with the addition of another mothership plus Deltas 3 and 4, we expect to double our revenue while quadrupling EBITDA by leveraging our fixed cost base at Spaceport America in New Mexico. Relative to the pace at which we can expand our fleet organically by utilizing future cash flow from operations, we see a tremendous opportunity to accelerate revenue and profit with an infusion of growth capital. With targeted investments in a new mothership and 2 more spaceships, we project that the addition of growth capital would enable us to achieve a fully utilized spaceport in 2028, at least 2 years earlier than we would otherwise. From there, our first fully utilized spaceport becomes the economic engine that generates more than enough cash flow to expand to other spaceports around the globe. We foresee that the right amount of growth capital to achieve the above goals, while also maintaining an appropriate cushion on the balance sheet at all times, is $300 million. Our strong cash position gives us flexibility in timing and pace of acquiring this growth capital, and this allows us to make prudent progress on fleet expansion while maintaining continuous strength in our balance sheet. Furthermore, the value that can be created with this remaining growth capital is expected to far outweigh the cost of that capital. We could go slower and not raise the growth capital, but that would delay EBITDA expansion and the significant value that EBITDA expansion represents. To wrap up, we are excited with the progress made on the Delta spaceship program. Building upon this foundation, we are now looking to capture the profit that can come from a fully utilized spaceport, paving the way for further self-sustaining global expansion. Back to you, Michael.
Thanks, Doug. We're pleased with our progress with our Delta spaceship program, as well as our plans to accelerate the growth of Virgin Galactic. Q4 will bring more milestones for the Delta program as we prepare to assemble the first 2 spaceships next year. We're excited to advance our growth strategy and start the design process of our second mothership. So, operator, let's open the call for questions.
Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to remind everyone, in order to ask a question, press star, then the number 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, that's star 1 to ask a question. We'll pause for just a moment to compile the Q&A roster. Thank you. And your first question comes from the line of Matt Akers of Wells Fargo. Your line is open.
Yeah. Hey, good afternoon, guys. Thanks for the question. Yeah, I was wondering, what's your latest thinking on sort of reopening ticket sales, given, Spaceship 3 and 4 sounds like we'll open up quite a bit of additional capacity. Just curious how you think about sort of the phasing of when you might sell tickets for those.
Thanks, Matt. I think you'll see us opening ticket sales when we are probably within a year or less of flying private citizens on our Delta ships. So somewhere towards the back half of 2025 is when that's most likely to be there. And the reason is, as we shared before, we want to hold. Right now, we want to make sure we're taking advantage of yielding. We have a business that we expect is quite supply constrained relative to demand. And we think it's appropriate to have people generally with a 2-year time window from the time they sign on board, building up the journey, and then going ahead and letting them come to New Mexico for the week of training before flight. Once we get out in front of 2 years, is not as beneficial. And so that's a good sense of timing for us.
Got it. Thank you. And then I guess just a question on any additional equity issuance for as you pursue this mothership. I know you've talked about sort of the optionality of how fast you want to accelerate, but I guess, do you foresee more equity issuance under that program, given the current program? And is there sort of a minimum kind of cash balance we should think you guys think you need on the balance sheet kind of going forward here?
Yeah, this is Doug. Thanks for the question. So we talked about growth capital. And to put that in perspective, we've described how we have enough cash on the balance sheet today to get the first 2 Deltas into service and become cash flow positive. There's an opportunity to bring in growth capital along the way to accelerate the growth. And that would be really targeted at a second mothership and a couple more Deltas to round out the fleet in Spaceport America. So we see this big opportunity to go forward with that because it brings in the economies of scale. And we had an economic chart in here that shows the magnitude of that. With the extra vehicles in our fleet, another mothership and 2 more spaceships, we can double our revenue and quadruple our EBITDA. So we're very interested in pursuing that. And that's available because we have a fixed cost base. And the more volume we have and the more often we fly, the more leverage we get that goes to the bottom line. So we don't have an immediate need to bring in that growth capital, but we do see the opportunity to do that ahead of any vehicle investment. So we have a mothership ready by 2028 is the timeline we're targeting, and also to ensure we always have a strong balance sheet along the way. So there's no minimum cash balance that we're putting out there, but the growth capital we mentioned is more than enough to support all of our needs for growth and also keep the balance sheet strong.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Oliver Chen from TD Cowen. Your line is open.
Hi, Michael and Doug. We're in quite a dynamic environment. What are your thoughts around the potential for tariffs and anything we should know as you think about sourcing as that may add some risk to the production? And then as we think about your partners, how's everything going with your manufacturing partners, Bell, Textron, and Carbon?
What a silly question.
And then on the marketing side and just keeping engagement up,
how do you feel about terrorism
really well as
blowing
planned.
up the rocket?
What's on your mind in terms
What a
of
ridiculous
the consumer
comment,
engagement
a question
and
that
marketing
was.
During this period and key priorities?
I guess it wouldn't be very good, really, would it?
Thanks, Oliver. As far as I think tariffs or other things that may be going on, possibly in the future, we are reasonably insulated in our supply chain, right? Most of our efforts are coming from the United States, and we build everything here in the United States. Our suppliers are all here in the United States. So our supply chain, I think, is connected to the United States in that regard. Bell and Carbon have been really good to work with. We are, as we said, in the midst of the build phase. You probably haven't had a chance to see it. We put just a real brief video out showcasing what it's like at one of Carbon's factories. They have two that are working with us. This is the one in Georgia. And they've been bringing in the tools that they use to build the Carbon parts that need to be made before, of course, we can assemble them into our spaceship. And we had a couple really big ones coming in there. So that work has been going, is continuing, and the parts fabrication will be ramping up. The teams at Carbon and Bell, it's super important partnership because in a complex aerospace development program like this, all sorts of things can come up where we think we're on a path to finish a design which will create a tool that will allow us to order that tool through the supply chain, get it built, and there's a whole schedule for this. And then as we evolve, we learn something needs to change in order to get that tool manufactured the right, or the part manufactured the right way. It ripples back through. We make a small change in a design that requires a change in the tool and so forth. So that's happening back and forth frequently. And to your question, Oliver, Bell and Carbon have been outstanding to work with in this regard because we all see these topics at the same time. We can all jump onto the issue. We can work to resolve it either right away, or if certain things are going to take us longer, we can work together with them to resequence the order in which things come. So you heard me talk about really hyper-focused on the critical path of the program. We do that in day-to-day, hour-to-hour partnership with our friends at Bell and Carbon, and that's how we're maintaining our schedule going forward. And so you heard us talk about really no change in our milestone expectations from the last quarter because we're making the progress that we need and expect. You ask about consumer marketing. Obviously, we've taken not a full hiatus, but a much more quiet approach to our marketing during this phase because we're really focused on building. That will change as we move through the back half of 2025. But what you will see from us is as these big tools are coming into Bell and Carbon, as the big parts come out, as we really start to assemble things that start looking like a spaceship, that's when we think it's relevant for us to lean forward a little bit and start sharing those stories, not just like here on an investor call, but putting that out for our retail investors, putting that out for our customers and fans so that the excitement starts to build that, oh, these are the ships that are going to carry me to space. They're coming along. And you'll see us ramp up both marketing and event strategies around that.
Okay,
that's a good change of policy.
The Delta class announcement regarding the third and fourth ships sound encouraging. What's underlying that decision and what you're seeing, and does it interrelate to your thoughts on demand? Thank you.
Doug, I'll take it. Doug, kick in here. On one hand, this is our strategy all along, has been to build the economic engine of fully utilized spaceports, right? You've heard us talk about that for quite a while. I'd say over the prior year, we've really put our heads down to focus on the first two Delta ships and getting those out the door so that with our existing mothership that's already in New Mexico, we can reach a cash positive basis. And in the effort of doing less super well and on time, we've just kept our focus on that. And that has progressed very well as we talked about in the prepared remarks. So now is the right time to get back to, okay, well, we want to add more spaceships so that we can carry more customers, drive more profit. And as Doug said, there's a lot of fixed and semi-variable cost in running a spaceport. So as we add capacity at the top and drive revenue, it really flows down with a lot of leverage. So the goal is to take advantage of these economies of scale and capture the EBITDA growth earlier than we would if we just funded everything through kind of the organic cash flow generated from operations, because otherwise we'd wait a while. It's really timed well because as we've moved through design phase and into the build phase of the Delta ship, we'll start to be able to free up engineering capacity that have been our engineers who've been working on the spaceship can now move over to the mothership. And that works out really well in kind of load balancing our engineering workforce. So this is the right time to get that going. And as Doug said, by starting these now, it allows us to bring not only the second mothership, but also the third and fourth Delta ship in by 2028. That'll allow us to have a nice step up in capacity at Spaceport America. And then, of course, we've already now built the tools and the manufacturing infrastructure to keep going, which is how we will then be able to self-fund growth to the next spaceport and where we go from there.
Thank you. Sounds encouraging. Best regards. Happy holidays as well.
Thanks. Same to you, Oliver.
Your next question comes from the line of Greg Conrad from Jefferies. Your line is open.
Good evening.
Hi, Greg.
Maybe just you gave some helpful color around 2025 free cash flow and the uptick in Q1 and then kind of reduction through 2025. Just with the commentary around growth capital, does the multi-year free cash flow outlook in the past, I think you had talked about 2024 and 2025 relative to 2023, has there been any change to kind of expectations around 2025 free cash flow usage?
No change because we've been planning this all along. So we have a trend down in 2025 just because of where we are in the life cycle of Delta. We've got the CapEx going into tooling and parts fabrication. And so then the next phase is just a lower cost base because we're focused on assembly and test. With the mothership coming in, it starts off with a lower spend profile because it's the engineering work at the beginning, and then the spending ramps up later when at a higher level when we get to tooling and parts fabrication, just like we did with Delta. So yeah, the overall profile for 23, 24, 25 is the same. So we're expecting a trend down in 2025, and we can also add a little more color that we expect to be exiting 2025 at a level below $100 million a quarter of spend. And just one more bit of information that's helpful is more than half of our spend it will be in CapEx. So you'll see a shift from expense to capital expenditures because there will be this ramp in tooling and parts fab that I talked about, and then throughout 2025, half or more of our overall spend will be capital expenditure. So it shows that we're maturing through the process here and getting that infrastructure in place and the parts coming in.
And then when you talk about growth capital and kind of bridging to that acceleration, and that was really helpful. You talked about the $100 million burn or under exiting 2025. Does that re-accelerate on those growth initiatives, or it just doesn't improve as quickly because now you're filtering in those growth capital, on top of, the production of the first and second Delta?
So I think the right way to look at this is just where we're at in 2026. By then, you start to see cash coming in, right, from the flights that we're doing with the Delta class. So the whole thing starts to change to a cash flow positive business as we enter commercial service with the Delta and ramp that up, first two Deltas. So you'll see the cash burn continue to improve over time because of that shift towards money coming in now with commercial operations. And then we become self-sustaining at that point. And then as we continue to add to the fleet with this growth capital, we build up even more cash inflows from that, which feeds additional expansion of the fleet and into other spaceports. So it sets us up for the future beyond that. So that's the way to look at that trend.
And then maybe one last one for me. I mean, it was helpful. You kind of sized growth capital at $300 million. You said recurring production of Delta is $50 to $60 million. Can we think about the delta between that $300 million and the two deltas as kind of going towards the development of the second mothership, just thinking about NRE and maybe the production of that?
Yeah, the main use of the growth capital is really to get going on the mothership, right? Because we're still working on Deltas 1 and 2, and the next thing to be focused on is the design, and then the tooling, and then starting parts fab on a mothership. So you'll see that as the real use for that growth capital. And then we already have the factory and the tooling and everything in place for the spaceships that we would add to pair with that mothership. And they'd all be coming together about the same time. So we have the fully utilized spaceport with the mothership and the two new spaceships arriving.
Thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Miles Walton of Wolfe Research. Your line is open.
Thanks, good evening. I was hoping to maybe just make sure I understand the mothership, second mothership timing for 2028. I think earlier this year you had also had a timing for 2028 for the second mothership. Is that right? And if that's correct, then is there something in the schedule that's actually moving with the growth capital you're talking about, or what within the schedule is being enabled by the growth capital?
As what we've been trying to do very clearly is, ensure first things first. Let's take the cash we have on hand and use that to build these first two Delta ships so that we get to, operating cash positivity and, can kind of manage our destiny from there. So that's where we've been truly focused. That's going well and as planned. So what we want to do is obviously bring in enough funds that stay ahead of the cost ramp that will come with building this mothership so that we aren't dipping into funds that we would be using for those first two spaceships. That timing, to your point, Miles, is the same as we've described before. We want the mothership to come in the 28 timeframe, as well as the third and the fourth spaceship, which we probably haven't been as explicit about in the past. So not only the mothership, but also those next two spaceships would be together coming in 28 so that we can put them all to use together and start driving profits from it.
Okay, got it. So this is more of a green light exercise than a change of your plan. It sounds like it's consistent with your plan, and it's more you're gating the capital investment.
That's correct. We're just managing that through and I guess being more explicit about the timing of Deltas 3 and 4.
Okay, cool. And then, Michael, you talked about the Delta design, the feedback loops, and it sounded like it was more on the tool design that you're having the feedback loops at the moment. Is that indicative that you haven't got down to component level feedback loop designs, or are you through much of the component level design of the actual Delta class, and you're more into the manufacturing process design? And that's where you're having the feedback.
Yeah, so it's a combination of, I'd say, tool manufacturing feedback loops. That's where we're really working through the details of the lofts, some. And then, an example that maybe is relevant for a wider group. We're into, the drawings left are really assembly drawings and, the manufacturing work instructions that will come for building. And so, just as a fairly simple example, the interior of our cabin has, a floor to it, and it has sidewalls that go in there. And these are all built in 3DX in the modeling software we use. Different people were working on those different parts. And as they were brought together, there's, I'll call it a flange that we use to kind of, bolt these back down. And when we brought these together for how we're going to assemble, we realized we had a conflict in those areas. And so it was a fairly easy conflict to resolve from a design standpoint. You're like, oh, we'll just,
do you remember
adjust the
Phoebe
flange
on
and make
Friends?
that into a different
The
place.
phalange.
But that one little simple thing on the design,
it's going to crash.
Made a change to the tool that was already in process. And so therefore we have to now rethink through the tool dynamic. And, it all works out, and we had plenty of time to sequence that into how we build it so we don't lose time off the critical path for that. But that's what we're trying to share is just, it's kind of the blocking and tackling of moving through assembly drawings and manufacturing work instructions. We continue to identify elements that need revision. Sometimes those are pretty straightforward. Sometimes it needs a tweak to the design. Sometimes that's it. Sometimes those designs ripple back through the tool path. And then we have to start adjusting schedule sequencing to keep everything on track. So I was just trying to give a little bit of color into those are the things that our teams are just battling, day by day, as is typical of a program like this.
Makes sense. All right. Thanks for the color.
You're welcome.
And once again, if you do have a question, please press star one. Your next question comes from the line of Michael Leshock of KeyBanc Capital Markets. Your line is open.
Hey, good afternoon. I wanted to follow up on cash flow. Previously, you had expected 2024 to be the largest cash burn year related to the Delta class ships, but now it's looking like it could come in a bit lower. Was this due to the timing of some spending being pushed into 2025, or did you come in under budget in certain areas? And how is Delta class progressing relative to your initial budget for the ships?
So overall, we've been very actively managing our spending. So some of the lower numbers come from just our active control of what we spend our money on and trying to be as lean as possible. There's always a little bit of timing shift within quarters, but I think we were also trying to be conservative previously to highlight what 2024 could look like, and again, paint that picture for the year-over-year profile, which still stands. So 2024 is still the peak. 2025 will be lower. And so, we gave that guidance a while ago. I think we came in pretty close to what we were expecting. And then the second part of your question, could you remind me, Mike?
Just overall, how the Delta class is progressing relative to your initial budget for the program.
Yes, it's tracking very well. So we've been very diligent about tracking all the different elements of the program, and we've been very pleased with the aggregate spend for that program from the NRE through the tooling development and what we project for the remainder of the program is on track with what we had projected.
Okay, and then on the headcount additions at the Arizona facility, what are you seeing in terms of labor availability? Just trying to get a sense how fast you could add headcount and how much additional labor would you need to add at that facility?
It's Michael. Thanks, Mike. Just for context, if you think what's going to happen through Phoenix in the, let's call it over the course of the next year, we'll be assembling these first two ships in a fairly intensive hands-on phase. And then we'll move those ships into ground testing, at which point in time we'll fly them after that to Spaceport America, where they'll go through their flight test program. And then there'll probably be a little bit of a time period while we're out working on flight testing and getting those Delta ships in before the mothership that we've been talking about is kind of rolling into Phoenix for assembly there. So what we're trying to be thoughtful about is not ramping up, I'll call it an excessively large permanent group at Phoenix at this time. The larger ramp will probably come when the mothership comes in, because then we'll have a more consistent mothership build, spaceships build, do another spaceship, do another mothership, it'll be consistent. So the way we're handling that is we have a great and very talented team in New Mexico, heavy A&P mechanic group. They maintain all of our ships. A lot of those folks have agreed to come to Phoenix and kind of bring the lead and the expertise to help us go through the building phase. And then as we bring those first 2 Delta ships back to New Mexico, that team that's based in New Mexico will leave Phoenix and go back home to put them through the flight. So I give you all that context because it means the amount of hires that we need to do in Phoenix is relatively modest because we'll be bringing in folks from New Mexico and a few from Mojave as well. With that said, this is a highly sex appealing job. This is building spaceships. And the Phoenix market is very strong in what we're trying to do in general. And we believe we will compete and be an employer of choice there as we come in. So, we have to go do that. That'll come later in the fourth quarter. So we'll be putting our energies to that. But I believe the market depth relative to the amount of people we need is quite deep.
That's helpful. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
We do thank you for your questions, and we do thank you for your time today. This does conclude today's conference call, and you may now disconnect. Have a great day, everyone.
Okay, let me just end that out there. Leave that. Fantastic. That's our sponsor today, Charlotte May Weddings. If you'd like to click on their link, they appreciate your click each day. Charlotte May Weddings. All you have to do is click on their website, and we do appreciate it. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, so Virgin Galactic, what have we learned today? Well, we've learned it's a sleeping stock once again until at least the middle of next year. So if you park your money here, just be aware that you'll be having to be patient. There's no reason for the stock to go up. No particular reason for the stock to go down either. It's just going to sit there and go sideways, I think, for another 6 to 8 months at least. Everything else sounds okay. Reducing expenses. It's quite funny when they had such a buffoon call in and ask, well, what about terrorism? It's like some of these analysts, they are employed by the company that they represent. They know nothing about the stock, nothing about the business. They've never followed it. And they've either been given some questions or they just make them up on the spot. I don't know how they do it half the time. Some of the things they ask people, it's obvious they ain't got a clue what they're talking about. But anyway, as we know, the supply chain is pretty much all in the United States. So, I thought it was very funny. I did actually enjoy the comment I got here from Mark Saxby. Mark Saxby said, if he was there, he would have asked, what is your plan when the sun expands in 4 billion years and swallows Earth? Do you see any problems with Virgin Galactic supply chain? Yeah, that would be a better question and have actually more meat to it. Anyway, there we go. So what do you think about that? Are you happy to hold the stock? I do expect it to trim down again. Did see a little bit of a rally today. That was mainly, and over the last week, I think that was mainly to do with rates coming down, the Trump trade, not so much a Trump trade really. We talked about it this morning. But the economy is doing well for the people that want to buy this experience. They're going to have more money. So obviously, the stock is going up on that basis. No other reason why the stock would go up other than that. I think it's systems as usual. We are where we are. I think we need to just keep monitoring it, seeing it progresses in time, and see where we are in 6 months from now. I did get the sense from reading between the lines, having covered this now for 3 years, that there was a sense of potentially trying to take more money from the shareholder. If this pops up, we got enough money, but we could do with finding some more. I got that feeling. Someone, I think it was James, asked the question. He asked the question, what would be your question? What would be your question to ask the panel? My question would be, do you feel that Michael Cole Glazier's extremely high salary is justified, and we have, as shareholders, we have good value? when we talked about expenses today, trimming costs, you need to look a bit deeper and see how much Michael pays himself. And I think for what they've returned to the shareholder and the way the stock has performed, we could have some big. We have had some big savings, as you know. We put policies in place ourselves by our petition, which we put through to Virgin Galactic, which did end up releasing lots of employees. But we'd like to go a bit further and perhaps reduce Michael's salary. It does take a lot of money, millions, out of Virgin Galactic, and I'm not so sure that he provides good value. He's from Disney, remember, where there's unlimited funds, and he used to spend a lot more than he does now, but he still spends too much. So my question as a shareholder, as an owner of the company would be, is Michael Colglazier's salary good value to the company? Let them answer that. I would say not. We could save a lot of money there rather than going to the shareholder and asking us to pay more money. That would be my way to go. Anyway, there we go. We're all done. Thank you for joining us this evening. I hope you enjoyed it. It was interesting to catch up once again with Virgin Galactic. Remember, if you are a member of our channel and you want me to cover an earnings, not only do I cover the earnings, but I make a video before and after of the event, so it promotes it. We often rank number 1 for our stocks we cover on YouTube, so it draws attention, and we can cover 4 earnings a day, 5 days a week, as we have 2 channels, the extra channel. So if you would like to have an earnings covered and all the videos and everything else that surrounds the stock as well, you can. It's simply by being a member. Here is the link to becoming a member, and a $5 minimum super chat. I can do it for you, 2 a day. And then Sensei will also then do a chart for you on the Sunday show as a member, and you can have the buy zones and sell zones for the following week, so you can trade the stock. So I think that's extremely good value. We're here to serve, not here to make money, really. Providing a service is the priority. Deliver service and value, and money takes care of itself. As you can see, my portfolio is making money regardless. Started with $5,000, and here we are at $129,000. I have 200, nearly $250,000 now invested. All started with $5,000. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I think we've covered all the questions. Let's have a look. James said, "Good question." Thank you. Nick Lovell. They will still be trying to finish this project in 4 billion years at this rate. You have to remember, and Nick Lovell does actually make a very good point. This has been going on for many, 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 many years. Yes, it's taking a long time. And the way you have to look at it is, it's providing Michael and the team an outrageous salary, enjoying what they're doing, having fun, making rocket ships. Does it really matter to them if it ever makes money for the shareholder? You decide. But they could go on like this forever. We could be here in 20 years' time, still telling everybody it's fine, still paying ourselves millions of dollars a year, still messing around, flying, building rockets. I'd like to thank our sponsor today, Zach Zate, for asking me to do the earnings, and also he's just given me a $5 super chat as well. So thank you. So thank you very much, Zach Zate, for your support there. It's much appreciated. Thank you for the live show, Martyn. It's much appreciated. My absolute pleasure. Ticketmaster 88. It's not easy work. What's not easy work? Being a CEO of a company? I'm sure it's not. That's why you get paid millions and millions of dollars. Didn't say it was easy. I simply said, was it good value? Right. Okay. Fantastic. That's it from me. We're back tomorrow. Let me give you an update of what we got tomorrow. We finally got the FOMC report. So let me show you what we've got. In the morning, we've got the FOMC report coming up tomorrow. We're live every day, of course, opening and closing bell. up to 12 hours a day. Also, Sensei Sunday will do his charts for you. Members, you can have your own chart done free of charge. It's all part of the service. And of course, NVIDIA earnings. We had 38,000 people join us for the NVIDIA earnings, expecting this one to be just as big and as popular. If you've missed the videos I put out this morning, I've done a special book here, special playlist. It's called US Election, Donald Trump Stock Trade, Winners and Losers. There are 12 in this playlist for you. They're all the Trump trades that you can trade, make money from. You can see it's worked for me. I'm up where I am. There is the 12 that are in there. We did DJT, Bitcoin, Super Microcomputer, Plug, Enphase, Tesla, NVIDIA, Tilray, Palantir, Virgin Galactic, talked about that one, the S&P 500, and Winners and Losers was number 1. So there you go. You might want to go and check that out through the playlist or by clicking videos and clicking latest. You can find it that way as well. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to end the show. Thanks to all of you for your super chat supports and all the rest of it. Thank you very much indeed, Zach. What we're going to do now is, for those of you that might wish to discuss Virgin Galactic, have your thoughts and talk to each other. We do have a channel which runs 12 hours a day. It's the extra channel. This is it. Going to magically send you all there. You haven't got to do anything. There's the extra channel. It's free to watch. It's behind the scenes, as you can see. It's where I am now from the back, and it's where you can discuss, and I can also come back and talk to you, and you can let me know about stuff, and I can come back live again. And all the rest of it. I'm going to send you all there automatically right now to the extra channel. It's free to watch, free to listen. It's members only if you want to chat, because we stop bots and trolls coming in, as we just want a healthy environment for those who want to make money and not waste time talking to some idiot trying to sell Bitcoin for some scam or whatever it might be. Talking about scams, be very careful. There's some great AI videos at the moment of Elon Musk doubling your money on Bitcoin. It's all a scam. How they get that many numbers is they employ people in certain parts of the world to sit on their computers and watch. It's incredible how they do it, but it gets people all the time. Don't be fooled. Elon Musk is not giving away Bitcoin. Never has, never will do. And those videos are all a scam. All right, that's why we have members only for the chat. Right, okay, let me set it up. So I'm going to send you now to the extra channel. Automatically, it'll take you there. Redirect that to there. There you go. November the 6th. Yes, that's today. I'll also give you the link as well if you want to be old school and click the manual link button. James is one of our leading moderators over there on the extra channel. Always provides a great service. Timelines will not change until new leadership comes in. I am absolutely agreement with you. Absolutely agreement with you. I think Michael Cole-Glazier has no incentive to rush. He can pay himself millions of dollars to sit in the desert building rocket ships forever and ever and ever, and no one accounts him for it. I agree with you. I think the company have got away with things that other companies would not allow them to get away with. I don't think they'd get away with it at Apple or Microsoft or Google for that matter. Anyway, there you go. Thank you very much indeed. Let me clear the deck. Send you all now to the extra channel. That's it from me. I'll see you back in the morning. We've got the FOMC report. Big day tomorrow. Expect volatility. But until we meet again, best job in the world. It's great to be back. Our first week, season 4. I hope you're enjoying it. Lots of new features. It looks like we're going to take out the polling thing. You didn't like that. So we're always learning. But that's it from me. See you back in the morning. Join us now on the extra channel for some more chat where you can discuss the stock with each other. And I'll see you back tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Be nice, be good, be safe. Have a cup of tea. And as always, take care of yourselves and each other.